13th of September, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
This is the Mishna Berura.
Right. Okay. Good. Good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst. Zoom. This is our second share. We're learning Mishna Berura Hilchos Rosh Hashana. We'll be starting today. Tuf Kuf Pei Gimel. Tuf Kuf.
Gimel. Aleph.
Yes, Mary, you could read if you like, Mary.
Okay, Yehei Adam Ragil Echol Rosh Hashana Rubia Dehainu Tiltan Karti Silka Tamre Kara. So these are items that we eat on Rosh Hashanah.
Yes, these are things we don't understand. And Talasin are turnips, Karsi are leeks, Silka are beets, Kora are carrots or it could be squash, right?
Oh.
Rubia are black-eyed peas, right? Various different things. We'll see what the relevance of these things is.
Okay. Ukeshet Yochal. Did you say something, Lou?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
On this general topic of the simonim. We substitute honey for salt. My custom is that we have honey all the way from Rosh Hashanah through Simchas Torah.
Yeah, right. There are those that have the custom all the way right through some sort. Right.
And we say that we want to have a sweet year. When we
Right.
the apple and the honey, we say we want to have a sweet year.
Right.
I would think that we would not say that because we don't want sweetness to come to us undeserved, and it's going to take away from our Olam Haba.
Right. Good point. Okay, so hold on to your question. We'll address your question shortly. Okay. Let's see the continuation of the Machaber and the Ramah. When we get to the Ramah, we can maybe give a explanation to help understand your question and maybe also even solve the question. Let's see further.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, correct. Okay, Ukeshet Yochal Rubia Amar Vihiratzon She Yirbu Zichuyotenu. Okay, so when one eats the rubia, I should forget what that was already.
Rubia is the black-eyed peas.
Black-eyed peas. Okay.
They'll be selling them in the stores. If you look even now, you can probably find them in the stores.
Uh-huh.
But they should be checked carefully for bugs.
Oh, right. Okay, so if he when he eats the black-eyed peas, he says the Vehiratzon Sheyirbu Zichuyonotenu. So may his merit increase, or our merit actually.
All these requests, statements are made in the plural, meaning they should Yirbu, as if you say, they should increase our merits.
Okay.
And also all these statements, requests are really for spiritual things. They're really not for physical things. They're mostly in terms of spiritual requests and
Well, that might be true, but doesn't that work hand in hand, the spiritual requests and the material?
Right,
Like-
well, you'll go ahead and explain them. I'm not.
Oh, like in the Shema, it says if you do certain things, you'll benefit. But if you don't do them, you'll whatever the opposite of benefit is.
Right, so the truth is, in those things that are mentioned in the Shema, those are exclusively physical benefits.
Okay.
You look at them, you get the rain, you'll have the produce, right? You'll be on the land, right? All those things primarily are physical benefits and physical blessings. And here, it's really the reverse. Here we're asking and mention of spiritual benefits.
Okay.
And with that, I mean, the truth is, the spiritual benefits actually they eventually filter down and transform into physical benefits as well. But the primary request is from the spiritual side of things.
I hear. Okay. So Karti, Ikartu Sonehem. So Karti was the
Karti is the
is that the
the
leek?
leek.
Okay. So
And-
when you eat the leek, you say should those who hate us be cut off?
Yeah, now these are our enemies, right?
Our enemies.
Yeah. So these, and again, this is primarily spiritual enemy, like the Yetzer Hara. We're asking that the Yetzer Hara be subdued and conquered.
Okay. Silka Yis Talku Oivenu. Okay, Silka was
Silkas are beets.
beets.
I'm sorry. Yes, Silka's beets, correct. Beets.
Okay, so beets. So I guess may he beat our enemy. I guess
Well, actually,
that's a pun.
Good. That's be cut off.
Cut off. Silka is to cut off. Okay.
The chorus also, the chorus is cutting off.
Okay. Then we go into Tamre, Yit Tamu Sonehem. The Tameh are those are dates, aren't they? Tamarim.
Correct.
Okay. So when you eat the dates, let's see. Yitamu Sone. Oh, may he from Lamut kill, I guess, our enemies. Must be a better word than kill, but
Tamu is like to bring an end to them.
to bring an end. That's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kara, yeah, I think he said was squash.
Right. Carrots or
Or carrots. Oh, yeah, it sounds like carrots a little bit. Okay. Yikara gizardinenu vayikaru lefanecha zichuyot. Okay. So when we eat the carrots, we'd say, may our
Yikar is to rip up, to rip up.
rip up.
You know, kar, you have kar, the word kar, and also gezer, gezer. So we're asking that Hashem should rip up any evil decrees against us, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. Vayikra, okay. Lefanecha zikuyenu. And may they call before you our merit.
Right.
Okay. Should we do the Haggah?
Yes, because because we'll do that, we'll address the loose question, and then we'll go back and do the Mishna Berurah. Yeah.
Okay, very good. V'yeshno hagim le'echol. Oh, this is loose point. Tapuach matok bidvash. Okay, so the Ramah says we have a custom to eat apple or sweet apple, I guess, with honey.
Yeah, sweet apple, because they had, you have cran apples, you have the sour apples. So,
Right,
you
right.
don't want to take a sour apple, no. You want to take a sweet apple.
Okay. And the Omrim, Titchadesh Aleinu Shana Mituka. This is what he said. Yeah. So, and they say, may it be new on us, a new year and a sweet year. Okay, that's the Avudarihem. Is that the one who said that?
Yes, that's the name of the Abu drum.
Avudram. Okay, v'chein nohagim. So there's also a custom. V'yesh ochlin rimonim v'omrim narbe zechuyot karimon. Okay, and there are some that eat pomegranates.
Right. If you look in the store, you look in the stores and the fruit stands, they'll be having pomegranates out there now also.
Well, I'm looking at the tree in my my yard, and they're starting to get big. They're not red yet, but they're starting to get big.
Okay.
Okay. And
that's the Kedusha Shvis on them then, right? Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. My son helps me with that. So he knows.
Very good.
Okay. And we say Narbe Zechuyot Karimon. Oh, may our merit increase like the pomegranate.
Yeah. Just like a pomegranate has lots of seeds, we should have a lot of merit.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is interesting. We know Hagim le'echol basar shamein v'chol minei mitika. So it's also a fatty meat, or the fat of the meat.
That's right. Right.
Okay. And all types of, I'm not sure what mitika is.
All types of mitika, like sweet things, like.
Oh, that's up my alley.
Yeah.
That's
Many
like
people have tzimis, have a good, nice, sweet tzimis on Rosh Hashana. It's a classic, traditional Rosh Hashana food.
I guess that's why when we went to my grandma, she always had Barasini candy on Rosh Hashanah there for sweetness.
That's good.
Okay, so that finishes our.
That's the Ramah. So let's just to address Lou's point. Again, we'll review. The Ramah said, right? Ramah said there. He said no again local. It says that there yesh no local. There are those that are accustomed to eat tepuach matok, a sweet apple, the davash that was put into davash. So now, if you look at it carefully, what the Ramah is saying over here, he's saying you want to take a sweet apple, right? Of course, the basic shot is that you don't want to take a sour apple, a cran apple. You want to take a sweet apple, okay? But there's a symbolic symbolism here as well. Meaning we're taking a sweet apple. So the apple is representative of the year to come. So in essence, the year is sweet. Meaning Kadosh Baruch Hu, we understand, we know and believe everything Kadosh Baruch Hu does is for our absolute good. So whatever Hashem's going to do for us and decree for this coming year, it's absolutely sweet. The essence of that year that's going to come upon us is, in essence, it's a sweet year. Right?
Right.
Because that's the way Kadosh Baruch Hu does things. Everything that Kadosh Baruch Hu does is sweet. even though sometimes Hashem might have to do things which are on the bitter side, but really, if you get past the bitterness, right, it's really sweet. But in general, everything Hashem is doing and the whole thing that he's planning for us is bad and sweet. And what do? We take the apple, which is a sweet apple, and we put it into the vash. And that's something that we have to do. So through our action, through our efforts, we are going to make a already sweet apple even sweeter, right?
Right.
So that's through our actions. So this is the answer to your question, though, that we're not in any way out because we're asking for something that's sweet, because number one, it's already sweet. And the extra sweetness that we are adding to the year to come, that's going to be sweetness which we add through our own actions, through our own Torah, through our own mitzvahs, through our own kind acts, gemilas kasadim, and chesed that we do. That's going to make the year even sweeter than Hashem planned, right? Hashem is planning a sweet year for us, right? And we have the ability, right, to make that year even sweeter through our learning Torah, as I said, through our prayers, and through our fulfilling the mitzvahs and our doing acts of kindness, our chesed. So those things that we're going to be doing in the coming year, our commitment to doing those things is going to make the year that is already in essence sweet, even sweeter, just as the symbolic sweet apple is going to be even made sweeter through the dipping into the honey. And that's dipping into honey can only be accomplished through our action. So we're going to take that apple that Hashem created apples, sweet apples. We're going to take one of those from Hashem directly creating those apples, and we, through our own actions, will now put it into honey and make it even sweeter than it was originally. So in that way, we're not losing out anything. There's no loss of any merits because we're simply doing what Hashem wants, and through our doing what Hashem wants, we're adding sweetness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's creation, similarly to what we said earlier in the Mishna Berura, that in the Shir on the Shrai Shuvah, rather, that as Rashi pointed out, I mentioned the Mesilas Yesharim, we, through our actions, create that balance Hashem wants for the universe, for the whole of existence, and through that, right, it gains perfection by the person perfecting himself. So when we do that, we're not in any way losing out. We're simply we're gaining, because that's the whole purpose of our creation.
So the problem I have with that is when we look at the prayer of Yaakov Avinu when he's confronting Esav, he says, I have been made small by all the kindnesses that you've done for me.
Right.
And we also know that he hinted to Esav, I forget how he hinted, but somehow he hinted to Esav that he kept all 613 mitzvahs when he was with Lavan.
Right.
He remained completely righteous, despite the influence or the potential influence of Lavan. He kept all the mitzvahs. He did everything right. Nevertheless, he says, "I've been made small because of all the kindnesses that you have done to me." So
right.
that's the problem I'm having. We're saying, we're going to take this sweet apple that Hashem made. We didn't do anything to deserve that apple, even if we're keeping the mitzvahs. But it's still a kindness of Hashem that He created this world in a sweet way. Why aren't we concerned that I've been made small because of the kindnesses? Why are we asking Hashem, give us a sweet year? We should be saying, Hashem, don't do any extra kindnesses because I don't want to be diminished by them.
So, okay, to first we have to understand Yaakov Avinu. Okay, to really understand Yaakov Avinu, um, uh, in this Chumash Sefer from the Rosh Hashiva Zechron Bracha that I was going to write. So we have a whole chapter on Yaakov Avinu. There are several chapters on Yaakov, and one of the points of that's developed in that chapter is that Yaakov Avinu wanted to live according to Midas Hadin, strict judgment, just justice, right? Without chesed. And so therefore his statement that he was made small through the kindnesses that Hashem bestowed upon him was a statement coming from Yaakov Avinu's perspective on life, that he wanted to, so to speak, earn his own way, right, without any kindnesses from Kadosh Baruch Hu, right? Most people are not on that level, number one. And number two, Yaakov Avinu himself resorted to that simply because he understood that that's really the way Hashem wants everything to function under strict din, strict judgment. And nevertheless, there needs to be kindness in the world. Without kindness, the whole world is based on the acts of kindness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu disposed upon his creations. So just as the apple, right? A person, if he wants, he can choose to eat sour apples his whole life. He can take a netter from having sweet apples. He can eat sour apples, but I'm not sure if he's going to be so happy eating sour apples his whole life. Hashem created sweet apples for the fact that the people like things that are sweet, right? So, person's not looking forward to a sour year. He doesn't want a sour year. Everyone wants a sweet year, right? So the fact that we want a sweet year is something which is rightfully ours. For simply being created, we have a right by being the creations of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? That things should be sweet for us, and in essence they are. If you look at the way the world works, the world in essence is a sweet world. It's a very good world, and that doesn't detract from any olam haba that we should have here. That's simply the way that Hashem created the world, that it should be a sweet year, it should be a sweet world, and we should be able to enjoy this world, again, within the context of Torah and mitzvahs. Hashem wants us to enjoy this world, right? Yaakov Avinu, on his high level, he wanted to have a level of serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu and living in this world based on strict judgments. But that's, again, as I said, that's not really for everybody. Could be that it's the best way to do it, but it's not, practically speaking, the way that we can actually live our lives in this world. But I'm not sure if I really answered your question 100% yet.
I still have a difficulty. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but the difficulty I have is that we learn lessons from this episode with Yaakov. We learn that, I've heard it said by Rebbeim that it's like we have a bank account, and we have merits in the bank account, and we can lose those merits because of this principle that's laid down by Yaakov Avinu, that we can lose merits from our bank account because of some kindness that Hashem does for us. And I have a lot of difficulty with this idea. And so whenever I hear something that relates to it, I kind of perk up and bring it up.
Yeah. So see,
This relates to it, it seems.
See, the way Yaakov Avinu's statement relates to us is that a person, anybody, it's forbidden for a person to place himself into a a situation of danger, right? Sort of danger, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu may save the person, right, from the dangers that exist there. But in saving the person from the dangers that exist there, the person may, because of those kindnesses that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did for the person at that point, person may be losing his merits, as you said, as you mentioned, right? So therefore, anybody, even the person on the highest level, should not put himself into a situation of danger. Meaning, so, and this is spoken about. Rabbi Miller, Zichron Baruch, speaks about this quite often. That means not even jaywalking, not even crossing against the red light, right? Not speeding. All these things, because these are just using this as a specific example. Say all the traffic laws that exist are made that the traffic can proceed in a safe and consistent way, right? And a person's going to violate those laws, even he's going to jaywalk, he's going to cross against the red light, right? All these things, even though he's waiting at a red light, he wants to cross, there's no cars. He sees 5 miles down the road, no cars, and 5 down the road, or the other, no cars. There's no cars in 10 miles radius of where he is. And he's foolish. He's sitting there, looking, the red says don't walk, it says don't walk. And so he's going to start to walk. It says don't walk. Because he sees, obviously, no cars are able to come to get him. And then put him in the situation of sakana. But nevertheless, he doesn't realize how much HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to do, so to speak, to make it that no cars would be coming at that foolish moment in his life where he decided to walk against the red light. And that was a foolish point in his life, that he decided to walk against the red light. And at that time, there were no cars coming. And that was part of what convinced him to be foolish and to walk against the red light. If there were cars coming, whizzing by every 5.5 seconds, he would never think of walking against the red light, because he sees the sakana in front of his eyes, right? But now that there are no cars coming, so he doesn't see any sakana coming. And therefore, even though the light says don't walk, he's going to go ahead and walk, because as I said, he doesn't see the sakana coming. But the fact that there's no sakana coming doesn't mean that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu did things to remove the sakana from this person in order to save this person from his foolishness. Because really, he's not supposed to walk against the red light. So when a person will do such a thing like that, that's a kindness that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was doing for him, that there are no cars coming at the time he was foolish enough to walk against the red light. And because of that kindness, he's going to lose merits in what could have been perhaps his chelik in olam haba. So that's why it's forbidden, even if there are no cars coming to walk against the red light. The same thing with any other type of sakana that may present itself to a person. But
I think it's time.
yeah, no, we've restart time. If you want, open the question tomorrow. We can go into some more details with it if you want.
All right, thank you, Rabbi. I appreciate it so much.
Okay.
Have a good day, Rabbi.
Have a good day. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Be well.
Be well.
All right. Hold on a second. Oh, nope, he's gone. He's gone. Okay.
Okay, I'll see you at Rabbi Levitt in a few minutes.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.